Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, June 14th. And you can see this morning a lot more in the way of clouds out there. And it looks like we're going to see some much needed rain, especially in those areas that are extremely dry from around Saginaw to Alma, down towards Lansing, down towards South Bend. That area really needs the rain, as we've seen anywhere from 1.5 to as much as almost 4 inches departure here over the last month and a half. If we look at the webcam this morning in Lansing, you can see yesterday plenty of sunshine, today more in the way of clouds. And again, we're going to be warming up quite a bit. We've got some major heat that's going to be heading this way, and I think it'll begin to a certain degree over the weekend, but I think next week could be quite a scorcher with many highs in the mid 80s to low 90s, the way it looks like now. Much of the United States, in fact, will be above normal here over the next couple of weeks. If we look at the conditions around the MAC area this morning, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s, or a good 10 degrees or warmer than yesterday. If we look at the Great Lakes, you can see again temperatures cool on the eastern side of the state this morning as that warm air pressing in, but temperatures in the 40s there, 50s central and 60s across much of the rest of the area. And again, that warm air is going to really begin to take hold. Not so much over the next couple of days with lots of clouds and some potentially strong thunderstorms and some locally heavy rain. And we'll show you that in a second. The normal highs for today is 78. The normal low is 54. Yesterday we had a cool high of 67 and a low of 51 with just a trace of precipitation. And with all that cloud cover, only a tenth of an inch of evapotranspiration occurred. If we look at the radar this morning, you can see some scattered activity across the area, but nothing significant. And anything this morning into the afternoon should be quite weak. We'll see more development of some pretty strong storms just off to our southwest here later on this afternoon into tonight as an MCS complex will form. But that should mainly move off to the southeast initially. But then as that low begins to move our way here over the next 24 hours, by later tonight, we expect a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms to move in. And again, we could start to see some heavy rain with any of the storms that do develop, not only for tonight, but for tomorrow and for Wednesday night as well. So we got about a 24-hour period which any of the thunderstorms that do develop with lots of juicy air in place could drop some locally heavy rainfall. You can see even a few lightning strokes being detected on our MAC lightning network here over the southern part of Lake Michigan. But again, most of those are heading off into the southeast and shouldn't affect most of the area. You can see soil temperatures this morning pretty mild across the area. And again, 30 days, only 61 hundredths of an inch. We desperately need the rain, and I'm very confident we're going to get some very good rains here over the next 72 hours. If we look at the departures here, you can see across southeast lower Michigan, they had that inch and a half rain. So they're running about anywhere from near normal to an inch and a half below normal. But again, the very dry spot from around the Saginaw Bay down towards Lansing, Charlotte, back to South Bend, where it's anywhere from 1.5 to as much as 4 inches below normal here over the last about 45 days. If we look at the next screenshot, you can see the weather map this morning shows that stationary front off to the south and lots of heavy rain and strong storms off to our southwest. And again, as that low pressure system moves to the due east, it'll come into southern lower Michigan here over the next 48 hours, and that's going to bring some very significant rainfall to the area. If we look at the forecast map by tomorrow morning, you can see strong to severe thunderstorms reaching all the way up to about the St. John's area, Muskegon, or towards Port Huron off to the south, with very heavy rains possible north of that warm front or stationary front, which will include almost all the state of Michigan, could be under the gun for some locally very heavy rainfall. If we look at the next shot, this is actually for Friday morning. You can see that low pressure system now over southern lower Michigan. Again, it'll take the precipitation with it. We could have some more showers and thunderstorms during the morning hours, but I think conditions will improve Thursday. And then right now the weekend looks just fantastic with highs in the low to mid 80s each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with lots of sunshine. So a great weekend after hopefully some very much needed rainfall. And as far as some of the computer models, this is the Canadian model showing around an inch or better all the way from around near the Saginaw Bay down towards Lansing and Jackson, and then off into the north and west of that line. Again, some other areas could see some locally moderate amounts of rain as well. Again, the European and the GFS is very similar, showing the best potential is going to be around Saginaw to Jackson and to the north and west on those models as well. If we look at the WPC's forecast, you can see they're putting out about an inch to as much as an inch and a half over a good portion of Michigan, with very heavy rains across northern Michigan back to the UP and across Wisconsin, northeast Iowa into southern Minnesota, back into the eastern Dakotas. As far as severe weather potential, the Severe Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow, the day 2 outlook, has now increased the risk of storms to an enhanced level across southern lower Michigan, with marginal up around Traverse City to Bay City. That would include all the area, at least under a marginal risk, with much of the area under a slight to even a enhanced area of chances for thunderstorms that could be on the severe side. If we look at the next shot, you can see I don't have this really in the best position, but you can see this is the upper pattern, and we're going to see very, very warm conditions begin to take hold over much of the United States here in the upcoming couple of weeks. And as far as the 8 to 4, this should actually be the 8 to 14 day outlook. Sorry, I didn't change that label. But you can see much of the country is going to be bathing in very warm to hot conditions here over the next several weeks. So a very warm pattern coming up. We need the rainfall, and hopefully we'll get it. And as far as that longer range 8 to 14 day outlook, not 6 to 10, also includes a chance for near to above normal precipitation across the Great Lakes. So that's good news. That should really get things growing quite a bit. And again, I think all areas are going to see some very beneficial rains of at least a half to an inch, with many areas potentially over an inch, especially across the northwest areas. I think the big winners will be Newaygo, Lansing, Breckenridge, Middleton. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day, and 73s to all.